Hello again, welcome back. I'm Rahana, and we are playing more of Gakuen Heaven 2. This is the top floor of the abandoned building where Sonoda's father had his restaurant. This is the location that Sonoda has run off to, and Yuki is about to meet up with him again. So Yuki here is panting. He came up the stairs, did not take the broken elevator this time, so no worries, he'll be fine. It'll be a bit of an emotional showdown here rather than kind of physical danger. So let's get started. Well, I finally made it. Where's Sonoda? And let me tell you, my heart just about stopped when I saw this scene. I was like, well. Sonoda-san! What? He's holding a knife? Oh my god, is he going to kill himself? No, don't! Don't be rash! Yuki-kun. No, you can't kill yourself! Ow. Hey, get off of me. I won't. I'm not letting go until you let go of this knife. Hurry up. And somehow I managed to snatch the knife away. But what is he thinking? You idiot. What are you doing? Trying to kill yourself in a place like this. I know losing the Bell 1 was a shock. But I heard from Professor Sakaki afterward why you betrayed us. And that you needed money to get back the rights to the Sonoda name from Suzubishi. And that it's impossible. I can understand your feelings of wanting to die. But if you waste your life like this, your father won't be happy. Do you understand? Hey, will you get off me now? I'll get up if you promise never to do something like that again. I won't. Really? I'm not lying. I wasn't trying to kill myself before. Although it's true that I did feel like I wanted to die. So won't you give me back that knife? No. I'm not going to kill myself. Really? You're not going to do anything stupid? I won't, I promise. Being called an idiot by you is annoying. And that's precious to me. Precious something? The first time I cooked food for my father, he gave it to me. So that's why he was looking at the knife. He wasn't trying to commit suicide. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That's fine, but how long are you going to be on top of me? Well, I unconsciously knocked him down. I'm sorry, I'll get up. And here's your father's knife. So very easy misunderstanding to make, and is I'm sure that's what the game intended, because I know I just about died when I saw that. I was like, no, Sonoda, it's not worth it. So maybe he was kind of thinking about it. I don't know, but I'm glad it didn't come to that. And Sonoda's quiet. And it's not the superficially smiling Sonoda that we see sometimes. And it's not the biting, cranky Sonoda. It seems like the wall that he had guarding himself up until now is gone. But I feel like inside that wall, it's empty and dark, and I can't really see anything. What do I say at a time like this? And how should I face him? It's true that I'm in the position of being able to blame him, but he already looks plenty hurt. And so much that I don't even feel like blaming him for what happened. I don't want to hurt this person who's already been so hurt. I want to be gentle, and I want him to come back. But I can't find any words to say.
よくわかったな。
I'm surprised you knew
俺がこの場所にいるって。
that I would be here.
あ、それはジョーカーさんが教えてくれて。
It's because Joker told me.
はあ、そうか。あいつなら知ってるか。
Oh, I see. He would know.
俺のこと、あの二人に聞いたのか。
Did you hear from those two about me?
はい。
あいつら、あることないこと君にベラベラ喋ったんだろう。
So they blabbed a bunch of half-truths to you?
心配してるんですよ、二人とも。
They're both worried about you.
そんなわけないだろう。
Why would they be?
利用してやってるつもりだったのに。
I tried to use them.
あいつらから見たら、俺の方がただの道化だったんだ。
From their point of view, I'm just a clown.
いいお笑い草じゃないか。
And it was a pretty good farce.
それは。
Yuki doesn't
笑い
like
たかっ
this.
たら、君も笑えよ。
If you want to laugh at me, you should just do it.
笑ったりなんかしません。
I'm not going to.
じゃあ、俺のことを罵れよ。騙されて俺にムカついてるんだろう。
Then curse at me. You're pissed at me for deceiving you, aren't you?
園田さんのことを知った今は、そんな気持ちはありません。
When I learned about you, I didn't feel like doing that anymore.
ここはさ、昔、キュイジーヌと園田の本店のあった場所なんだ。
You know, this place used to be the restaurant Cuisine du Sonoda.
このワンフロアすべてが、父の料理を披露する最高のステージだった。
And this entire floor was my father's greatest stage where he demonstrated his cooking.
上質な料理、上質な客、上質な空間。すべてがキラキラ輝いてた。
There was quality food with quality guests and a quality atmosphere, and it all shone.
ここに園田さんのお父さんのお店が。
This was your father's restaurant? And I can't really imagine it from the way it's abandoned now. But maybe Sonoda's eyes reflect the old sights, how it used to look. The beautiful interior and the smiles of the guests and the graceful movements of the staff. And that image of his father as the chef. And young Sonoda was here, watching him with shining eyes.
まあ、閉店したのはとっくの昔だけどさ。
Well, it closed a long time ago.
このビル自体も近いうちに取り壊されるらしい。
And even this building itself will soon be torn down.
だからなくなる前に一度見ておきたいと思ってさ。
So I thought before it vanishes, I wanted to see it once.
そうだったんですか。
俺はここで育ったようなものだったから。
This is gonna be sad. It was like I was raised here.
物心ついた時にはここの厨房に出入りしてさ。
And by the time I was aware of things, I was already going in and out of the kitchen here.
毎日父さんたちの仕事を見てた。
Every day I watched my father work.
早く厨房に立ちたくて、早く包丁を握ってみたくてさ。
I wanted to hurry and stand in the kitchen and hurry try gripping a knife.
毎日飽きもせずここに通っては、こっそり眺めてたんだ。
And every day, without getting bored, I would secretly watch from here.
そのうち、父さんや他のシェフたちも料理を教えてくれるようになって。
Soon, my father and the other chefs taught me to cook.
定休日には厨房を使わせてもらったりもした。
And on days that the restaurant was closed, he would let me use the kitchen.
高い調理台に届かないから、ワインの木箱を踏み台にしてさ。
Because I couldn't reach the high counter, I stood on a wine crate.
初めてあそこで料理を作った時は嬉しかったな。何を作ったと思う？
And the first time I cooked there, I was so happy. Do you know what I made? And this is just so sad. This is the place he grew up. This was his father's business. He was always here. He didn't know anything else from the time he was a kid. Just seeing his father and the other chefs cooking, of course he would want to do it. It was his life. That was all he knew.
なんだろう。園田さんだからすごく難しい料理とか。
What could it be? Well, since it was you, maybe it was something really hard to make?
外れ。ただのパンケーキ。
Wrong. It was just pancakes.
初心者の定番。
Well, that's standard for a beginner.
そうそう。
That's right.
でも、すごく楽しかった。
But it was really fun.
それから父さんに本格的に基礎から技術を叩き込まれた。
And then my father drilled the real basic skills into me.
厳しかったけど楽しかった。早く腕を上げたかったからさ。
It was harsh, but it was also fun because I wanted to hurry up and get good at it.
初めて作ったフレンチは両親にあの席で食べてもらった。
And when I made my first French food, my parents sat over there and they ate it.
あの席って？
Over there?
そうだよな。もうないんだった。窓際にあったテーブル席。
Oh, that's right. It's not there anymore, but it was a table by the window.
一番の人気宅だった。夜景が綺麗に見える特等席で、あの辺りにあった。
It was the most popular table, the special table where you could see the evening sights. It was over there.
へえ。
父さんは黙々と食べて、特に味への感想はなかった。
Well, my father ate silently, and he didn't really have an opinion of the flavor.
だけど、最後に父さんは言ってくれたんだ。
But at the end, he told me,
お前には才能があるな。ひたすらそれを磨けって。
You have talent, so hone it intently.
その言葉だけで嬉しかった。俺にとって父さんは、父親という以上に、一番尊敬する料理人だったからさ。
And I was so happy with just those words because to me, my father was more than just a father. He was the cook that I respected the most.
その後で、この包丁をくれたんだ。
And after that, he gave me this knife.
俺を料理人として認めてくれたってことだと思ってる。
I think that meant he recognized me as a cook.
それからずっとこれは大切に使ってきた。俺の宝物なんだ。
And since then, I've used it like it's precious and it's my treasure. And Sonoda, who's so mature, calling it a treasure like that, while making such a childlike face, he must have really loved his father.
それからは世界一尊敬するシェフと並んで働くことが夢になった。
And after that, it became my dream to work alongside world-recognized chefs.
自分が息子だからいずれそうなるだろうなんて思ってなかった。
And I didn't think that it would happen just because I was his son.
そんな甘い世界じゃないことはよく知ってたからさ。
I knew that it wasn't such an easy world.
そのために必死に勉強したし、 必死に努力したんだ。ひたすら無我夢中に。
So I studied desperately for that, and I made a desperate effort, and I became lost in it.
そんな園田さんの姿、想像がつきますよ。
Well, I can imagine that.
料理に対して園田さんが誠実なこと、俺は知ってますから。
I know your sincerity when it comes to food.
ありがとう。
And just as always, Yuki always knows the right thing to say to keep things going.
他の未来なんて考えたこともなかった。
And I never thought about any other future for myself.
なのになんでかな。
So I wonder
中
why,
学に入った頃、
when I entered middle
こ
school,
の店がなくなるって聞かされたんだ。
I heard that the restaurant was going to close.
何が原因なのか、俺は全く理解できなかった。
And I didn't understand at all what the reason
中学
was.
生の俺には経営の事情なんてまだ分かってなかったから。
When I was in middle school, I didn't know the circumstances of the management.
ただ父さんが鈴菱に店の看板を売り払ったってことだけは俺にも分かった。
All I knew was that my father had sold the name of the restaurant to Suzubishi.
許せなかった。そんな決断をした父も。
I couldn't forgive it or my father who would make such a decision.
店をなくした父をあっさり捨てて別の金持ちと結婚した母も。
Or my mother who threw my father away so easily after the restaurant closed and just married some other rich guy.
あの素晴らしい本店のレシピとは似ても似つかないレベルに変貌した園田シリーズの軽薄な味も。
And it was transformed into that shallow flavor of the Sonoda series of foods, and it bears no resemblance to the wonderful recipes from the actual restaurant.
何もかもが許せなくて受け入れられなかった。
I couldn't forgive any of it, and I couldn't accept it.
悔しくてたまらなかった。
And I was so pissed off I couldn't stand it.
憧れていた父さんが惨めに落ちぶれていく姿も。
And that my father, who I'd looked up to, had fallen so low.
引き換えに評判を上げる園田ブランドの商品も。
And those Sonoda brand foods that he'd gotten in exchange that were supposed to raise the popularity.
だからここがなくなった時に俺は父さんにあんなことを。
And when this place closed, I said those things to my father.
あんなこと？
Those things? And Sonoda really can't even say it. I'm going to stop here and pick up with the next video because this is getting rather long, and this is a good place to pause. It's kind of a shift between the explanation of how Sonoda grew up and now it's kind of the fall of the restaurant and how he feels that he was involved in it. So I will stop here and continue with the next video. So I hope you will join me for, I think, the conclusion of this scene.